Alright, hello guys. Today we're going to take a look at one of the bidets I bought from Costco, which is the TOTO Washlet elongated toilet seat. And it's going to go, one of them is going to go right here in this guest bathroom. Alright, this is the model right here. As you can see, this is specifically the T1S W3014 number 1 model. This is pretty sure this is a Costco specific SKU. It's pretty similar to their other model. I think it's just missing one feature or so, but it has everything else you would want, like warm water, heated seat, air dryer, deodorizer, pre-mist, and then there's some other things. But yeah, this was on sale, and let's see how good it is. Alright, so inside the box, you'll see that we have the elongated toilet seat, because our style is elongated seats. I prefer bidets with the remote kind of built into the toilet, instead of having to deal with the remote with batteries. They give you some other parts and some instructions. Alright, so fairly simple installation process. Just follow the diagrams. Step 1, shut off your water valve down here. I already turned it off. They recommend a bucket in case water leaks. Then you screw off the valve, put this attachment on, as you can see, and screw it on, and then you just put it back on. Alright, second part is just take off your existing toilet lid. I've already unscrewed those two. And I would just set this aside for now. Alright, and then they tell you to put this A5 screw in. As you can see, I've already done it here. You just kind of like wet it up and push it through. Alright, now you want to mount the bracket and adjust this so that, you know, the screw will go in tightly. You want to make sure this is even, because this is going to be where your bidet will sit. Alright, this next part should be easy. Once you make sure that everything is screwed in tight and it can't really move and it's all aligned, all you got to do is just snap this in until you hear a clicking sound. Alright. That was the clicking sound. Alright, with any luck, you should be able to see that you can't really move it after it's clicked in. That means it's all set. And just make sure, you know, your whole toilet bowl is all aligned and everything on the sides look good. Now, if you ever need to take off the bidet for any reason, there's this little button right here that you can just kind of like push in, and then you can like pull this out if you need to readjust. Alright, attach the water valve to the T connector. Make sure it's all tight. Should be good to go. Now, know about the plug. Unless you have an outlet right next to your toilet, which unfortunately I don't on this wall or on the toilet wall, my outlet is all the way over here by the light switch. And this cord is only like 2 to 3 feet long, so keep that in mind. Alright, so what I got was a indoor-outdoor extension cord. Now, you could use any extension cord as long as it fits your room, but we wanted to get one that could withstand, you know, some water resistance just in case anything were to happen. Alright, so we have a 15-foot extension cord for a little half bath downstairs. And then you can see we just plug it in right here. Now, I could do some little cable management. You know, you can get those wall strip, you know, to properly hide the cable if we need to. Alright, I gave it power. You can see the lights lighting up, and we turned on the water valve again. So now, as you can see, everything should be running. What I typically like to do first is I like to do a little bit of a wand cleaning. So what that's going to do is going to start the process. I'm going to start cleaning this little nozzle down here. Right, there you go. It's cleaning itself right now. Alright, while it's cleaning, I'm going to set some settings. So there are settings for heat temperature and seat temperature for the seat and the water. So for the seat, I usually like it at the highest. And water, most people I would say probably set it on medium, but I also like to set that on the highest as well. You just kind of push it a few times to get to the setting you like. And then here's a pressure sensor right here that you can adjust. Probably somewhere between 3 or 4 is pretty good. All right, and you guys can't feel this, but when I touch the seat, it is actually fairly warm. I would say this is going to be nice for those cool winter nights or rainy days where you just want to come. Honestly, I would just sit at the toilet sometimes. Now to test the dryer, you can press the dryer button, but you have to have something sitting on this in order to activate it. And it's because there's a little sensor that detects if you put pressure on the seat, little click, and then you can hit the dryer button, and then this thing pops out, and it's blowing. It's going to blow some just normal air at first, but then it gradually is heating up right now. For some cable management, I just bought these like simple 3M, kind of like clip-on anywhere, little ties that you can wrap your cord around. Another neat feature of this TOTO bidet is that when you actually sit on it, it's going to trigger the little misting feature. There you go. And that's like just a little pre-mist while you sit down. Alright, and then behold, a little cable management later. Got the cord wrapped around the sink, around the trash can, around the wall behind the toilet. And now, it's looking pretty good. Alright, and that was the Costco bidet from TOTO. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be doing some random home improvement and tech videos on this channel. Alright, and just to show you guys how easy it is, I just installed another one in my upstairs full bath. And I did the same thing, kind of rerouted the cables kind of like underneath the sink, and then just up the walls with these nice little 3M wall strips that I found off Amazon. But yeah, this is a good solution if your bathroom just doesn't have like an outlet like anywhere kind of close to the toilet, you know, and get yourself some nice good bidet. Alright, so we're going to move on to part 2 of this video. I decided to lump this together, but I have another Costco bidet. This one is the Bio Bidet, specifically the BB-500 model. I think this is a Costco SKU exclusive, but it's another bidet, but it's from Bio Bidet. And I've had one in my old house before and I loved it. It's a little bit cheaper than the TOTO and it has some similar and some different features. So I'll show you right now. All right, so in our master bathroom, we have this little small bathroom here. We got an outlet installed custom by an electrician. They quoted us somewhere between the $300 to $400 range, and that's pretty typical if you want an outlet. We didn't have any other outlets around. There are none out here. The closest one is like all the way over here next to the sink. We didn't want to run a cord through the middle, so we thought that was the best option if we wanted a bidet. But yeah, it's gonna go in this room right here. Alright, so in the box, you're just going to get the toilet seat itself. It's going to be another toilet seat attachment, and you have some instructions and some of the usual attachments and hosed. And then they have a nice little, actually laminated instructions, which it's pretty nice to reference. Alright, so with the old toilet seat removed, we're going to install, we'll first turn off the water, install the T-hose valve, and then put the bracket on and then scoot the seat in, just like last time. Alright, so installation wasn't too bad. It's pretty similar. The little rubber feet were a little bit more annoying to install, so I had to wet them a bit first and then kind of twist to screw them in. And then it's a little bit annoying for the T-valve here because the switch itself is kind of blocking a little bit, but it should be all good to go. Make sure everything's tight, and all I gotta do is just slide the seat in. Okay, so I did an oopsie. So apparently the tube, I hope you guys can see it on video, that is actually stripped. So now I have to replace the whole fill tube in the tank. I did some research, and it's because this metal T part that comes with the Bio Bidet, it's metal, and it's really tough to cross thread metal with plastic, and so a lot of people don't recommend it.
So I went out to Home Depot. I bought a Fluid Master 400A. This is the one specifically with the brass shank. So that's metal, and that should be better fit with that T valve there. And then basically I learned something new today, where most American standard toilets have a plastic fill valve, and some bidets, especially if they're from like foreign countries, they'll usually give you a metal T valve. So just be wary of that. If you are going to do metal on plastic, you have to be really careful. There's a way to do it, but obviously I screwed up. But luckily it only costs like 15 to 20 bucks to get a replacement fill valve with metal from places like Home Depot. Alright, so this is the new fill valve with the brass shank. I took out my old one, and then they have instructions just on the back of the box to install the new one. Should be pretty simple, and hopefully we can get that bidet working. Alright, got the new water fill valve installed. Everything is super tight. I use wrenches, and you can see the brass nut. Everything's tight, and I had a bucket just in case water leaked. But yeah, everything's looking good. Alright, so now going on to the actual features of the bidet. So it uses a knob feature. It's lit up at night. And basically this is front. If you turn it this way, this is rear. So if you turn it this way, that's front. And you'll hear the beeping sound. And then you do the back. And then that is the rear washing. And I think if you press in the middle, it's kind of like a little pause button just to like pause it. And over here, we have some setting controls you don't really worry too much about. One of them is the seat temperature. As you can see, it goes different light modes. And I think this is the air dryer as well, that you can set that temperature. And here's a little reset button that's kind of hidden, but you only need to use it when you need to use it. But yeah, I would say so far, this is pretty good. As expected, there's a little night light. And let's see, I think it has a sensor so that, you know, if you're actually sitting on it, it'll actually dry. But yeah, this is how it looks at night. Nice little blue light, and you can also see the controls really easily. So yeah, overall pretty happy with it. Alright, I'm just sitting on it right now, but it's currently the heated seat, which is around the trim. I would say it's fairly warm. I don't think it gets as like hot as my like TOTO, but it does its job. And compared to my TOTO downstairs, it definitely feels, even though this is an elongated model, this feels a little bit thinner, I would say. So there's not as much like heat. The heat is mainly around the sides right here. This is what the air dryer looks like and sounds like. It has a sensor though, so once I step off the seat, it's gonna stop. And you only need to press it by pressing the control knob once. So everything's on the control knob. Turn forward towards you, that's going to be your front wash. Turn to back, that's the rear wash. Press it once, that's the dryer if you're not using a wash. And then if you press it repeatedly, you'll get like turbo wash. So yeah, it's pretty simple controls all around. Now one of the main differences with this model compared to my TOTO is that it uses unlimited warm water. So I have the nozzle coming out, and you can basically have as much unlimited water as you want. That was the downside of the TOTO, which is a tank system, so it doesn't have unlimited warm water. So that's a pro alongside with the nightlight. As well as just costing a bit cheaper too. I think this costed me like about $150 on Costco sale versus the TOTO, even though that was on sale, that was still like $280-ish. And by the way, on the back of the install controls is the side control, so it tells you everything, the front wash, the rear wash, and if you press the button repeatedly, you get a turbo wash as well. And yeah, you can set the water temperature, heated temperature, like I said, and then there's 3 modes for the light. And yeah, for the record, both do soft close. And I would say they go even slower than my TOTO bidets as well. Alright, so overall, I would say if you're looking for like a cheap but still pretty good bidet without a remote, and it has functions you want, like unlimited warm water and a heated air dryer, and you know, a nice touch with the nightlight, I would say I recommend the Bio Bidet. This is probably good for, you know, a small bathroom enclosure like this where you don't have a lot of space to work with. Otherwise, if you want a little bit more of a premium bidet, I would recommend the TOTO that I installed earlier in this video. It has a lot more controls, a lot more settings, and it's also like a well-trusted brand over in Japan overseas. But yeah, I would say both options are pretty good at their price points, and I would highly recommend.
All right, hope that bio comparison between the two Costco bidets was helpful to you guys, between the TOTO and the Bio Bidet. If you like what you see, continue to subscribe. I'll be doing more home DIY, tech, and other stuff on this channel. So yeah, stay tuned. We also have a vlogging channel, so please check that out as well. And as always, catch you guys later.